Day two is setting up the foundation. This is critically important because it's the thing that everybody skips. It's pretty easy to throw a Shopify store together. I hope nobody minds me saying that. It's actually kind of hard to throw a good one together though. And so we want to show you what the difference between a good and a needs help e-commerce setup is. Here's the itinerary for today. Website CRO best practices. CRO stands for conversion rate optimization. This is actually something we do internally on a pretty regular basis. We don't actually do the work. We make recommendations to clients. And so we've got a lot of data on what moves the needle. And interestingly, it tends to be really simple, basic things. You don't need the Batmobile of a Shopify site. As a matter of fact, that can hurt you. We'd like to kind of keep it simple. The more straightforward and linear it is, I'm trying not to use the word basic, but really that's what I mean. Generally speaking, the better your site's going to perform because people know how to figure it out. Anytime you get anything that's like ultra creative or just off the wall as far as functionality is concerned, it's not a surprise to find out that your customers have a hard time figuring out exactly how to use it. We're going to show you how to build in products on your site in the right way so that they're actually convertible. Talk a little bit about media. This is an important topic. It's also it's a difficult thing for a lot of people to hurdle. Discuss lifestyle images because they're so important to smart shopping, chat about robust titles and descriptions, and also give you some examples, and then talk about live chat, which tends to be one of our favorite diagnostic tools. So I'm ready to dive in. John, you ready to dive in?
Let's do it. I actually just have one side note. We had one client that built their own custom site for e-commerce, and when you added a product to a cart, it didn't actually give you a cart. So you basically just look at all the items and you just select the quantity. And then up at the top right, you click checkout. And it wasn't a normal standard operating procedure for checking out an e-commerce site. And so what's weird is we could just barely ever get the e-commerce campaign to function, well, because people would come, they would select like one, then also you see like we did screen mapping and screen recording and heat mapping software, and people were like, 2, 3, 4, 5, but 3, 2, 1, and then you see them like kind of like navigate around the site, and then they would leave. So just as a small like side note, sometimes the functionality of this outside of the norm. And this is true if you're going to choose a different theme or if you're going to be doing more of a custom theme. Sometimes that can get a little bit cumbersome for the person. So we have to think about if they're 65% of the traffic that comes to your site on average is going to be mobile. So if it's not easy for a mobile user to navigate well or easy and clearly, that's going to be taking a huge chunk of your base out. So just as a quick side note, that the functionality and the theme is important enough to potentially lose 50% of your conversions, and so it's not a small thing to overlook, and especially choosing the standard theme that comes with Shopify, while most of the time is good enough, actually has one of the lowest engagements, and I think possibly just because people are just used to seeing that kind of standard theme, and for websites that are not necessarily of the highest quality, so they kind of get a little bit shy. They shy away from that. So theme is important. Not to say if you're using the standard kind of free theme to go and buy a different theme, just be mindful of that.